Amy, you want to try today?
Sure, Prabhu.
Huh?
Sure.
Can?
Can.
Okay, you follow me, huh?
Okay.
1 minute, huh? Just for that. Okay. Om Ajnana Timirandasya
Om Ajnana Timirandasya
Jananjana Salakaya
Jananjana Salakaya
Chaksur Unmilitam Yena
Chaksur Unmilitam Yena
Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha.
Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisance unto him.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya
Nama Om Vishnupadaya
Krishna Pristaya Bhutale
Krishna Prastaya Bhutale
Srimati Bhakti Vedanta
Srimati Bhaktivedanta
Swami Iti Namine.
Swami Iti Namine.
Namaste Saraswati Deve
Namaste Saraswati Deve
Gauravani Pracharine
Gauravani Pracharine
Nirvashesha Sunyavadi
Nirvashesha Shunyavadi
Paschatya Desatarine.
Paschatya Deshatarine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voidism.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Prabhu Nityananda
Sri Advaita Gadadara
Sri Advaita Gadadara
Devasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I offer my obeisances to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadara, Sri Vasa, and all other in the line of devotion. Maha Mantra. Maha means great and mantra means sacred chant for deliverance. Of all mantras in the Vedas, one is called the Maha Mantra or Great Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The words Hare pronounced Hare, Krishna pronounced Krishna, and Rama rhymes with Rama are Sanskrit words. Hare is an address to God's energy known as Radha, and Krishna is name of God, meaning he who is attractive to everyone. Rama means one who gives pleasure and enjoys life. When chanted, the Maha Mantra is a petition to God. O Krishna, O energy of Krishna, please engage me in your service. Thank you.
Very nice. Okay, so you can see that all these mantras are very nice because when we pay respects to all these great devotees, what happens is we get their blessings. Whenever, if you see the Supreme Lord, you have to be able to chant some nice mantras. You know, if the Lord comes before you, Krishna comes before you, you should chant some nice mantras. You say, "Oh my Lord," something or another. You just chant some nice mantras, and so in this way, what we can do, is, why not? We have this simple thing. Supposing Krishna comes in front of you, what are you going to say? Maybe we can do homework Saturday, Sunday, and we write certain things, and then we can share on our this one class. So maybe I also will write. Supposing I see Krishna, what I'm going to say. So we think about it and we write, and then we can share. It be some sort of interesting to see what are we going to say. Otherwise, if Krishna come in front of you, you also don't know. At least now you write now, and then we share, and then we listen to each other's what you say. What are we going to say? Then some things I can learn from you, some things you can learn from me, something can learn from somebody else. Is that a good idea?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Prabhu.
Yeah. So our homework for Saturday, Sunday is we write. We don't have to write so long, just maybe a few lines. It's okay, short. Okay. So at least then we think, okay, when Krishna comes in front of us, we can say this to him. All right. Okay. So we start the class. So we are coming to chapter 9. Congratulations, halfway. If you finish today, half the Gita is done. Another 9 more chapters, right? It's quite easy, isn't it? One time, half the Gita we have already completed. Okay, who would like to read this? Any volunteer?
I'll go, Prabhu.
Yeah, come. Devaki Nandana Krishna
Devaki Nandana Krishna
Gita Patena Tusyati
Gita Patena Tusyati
Yatana Vedayutanina
Yatana Vedanena
Yagya Tirtha Vritadibihi.
Yata Tirtha Vitabihi. The son of Devaki, the supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied by anyone's studies of the Veda, charities, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows as much he is satisfied by the devotional recitation of the Gita.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
So we say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We take the blessings of Radharani on the right and Krishna on the left. They are called also the divine couple because in other religions you have only God is a man, he's a man, and you don't even know how he looks like. In our scriptures, it's described when Krishna did come, and it's recorded how Krishna looks like, how Radharani looks like. So we are very fortunate that we know how God looks like. And when we go back to the spiritual world, we'll know that we'll see them. While some other religions, they don't know who God is. They just say God is this, God is that, God is what. But then you don't know. And then sometimes they say God is very old because he's been around for thousands of years. But we also have been around for thousands of years. As our soul has been around eternally, as Krishna has been around eternally. But how can you say that the God is old? God is never old. We are never old. The soul cannot grow old. This is a philosophy which is inaccurate if you say God is old. Okay? So we carry on. We take the respects of the Acharya, Stacy Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. At the age of 67, he went to Western countries to actually fulfill the order of his spiritual master who said, go and teach about Krishna to the people in the Western world. So he not only went to the Western world and he was successful all over the world. He went to Russia, he came to Malaysia also. and he went to so many countries, Australia, or everywhere. He established total of 108 temples. So then one time, one reporter asked him, Swamiji, so many spiritual people are giving magic. They can perform magic. How about you? What magic can you do? He said, my magic is that uh, I'm just teaching about Krishna to these people, and they are taking it up. It's not me who make the magic. It's Krishna who is making the magic. I am just part of his show. So in this way, this is the magic. How you can make a person who is a drug addict and who is the drinkers and all, they become Vaishnavas. Amazing, isn't it? In Western countries. So you then from there, everything it went to over the world. So now we have devotees in China also. The Chinese are also devotees. Taiwan also we have. So all over the world, the Vedic philosophy is now being spread. Just now I showed you the temple that was in Moscow, Russia. It's a big temple. And when they have, once a year, they have a big group. They ran the stadium. In the stadium, about 5 to 10,000 people come and attend the religious discourse. Okay, who would like to read this Gita Mahatmya of today? Volunteer? Savia, you want to do? Or someone else? Charumati?
Yes, sir. Can.
Ye Srinavati Patanti
Ye Srinavati Patante
Eva Gita Shastram
Eva Gita Shastram
Ahar Nishchasam.
Aharnisasam
Sorry, Nisam. Am I wrongly?
Aharnisam
Na te vai manusa jnaya
Na te vai manusa janya
eva rupa na samsaya.
Deva Rupa na samsaya.
This word manusya is Sanskrit. It means human. So in Malay also is manusya. So the Malay language has taken the Sanskrit word of manusya as human. So can you please read the English?
One who day and night hears and recites the Gita is never to be taken as a mere human being. Without a doubt, he is a veritable God.
So all of you can become devas already because you are, if you listen, if you day and night hear the recite the Gita, you will be considered like a deva. You are not a mere human being, you are a special human being. Without a doubt, he is a veritable God and he's a very special person. So in this way, you want to be special in the eyes of Krishna, you should do this. Okay? Is the most confidential knowledge. Chapter 8 was what? Can anyone tell me? What was chapter 8? Can you remember?
Pertaining the Supreme.
Is the Supreme. Is it? Okay. So this is the most confidential knowledge. Krishna is going to tell us what is the very special confidential knowledge. We thought that chapter 8 was very wonderful. But then Krishna is saying, I'm going to give you some more special knowledge. Let's see. Okay, who would like to read this? Volunteer?
I can go, sir.
Who wants to? Anyone can.
Griya.
Okay, Giri.
Yeah.
Sri Bhagavan Vacha.
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Idam tu te guyatamam
Idam tu te guyatamam
pravakshami
pravakshami
anusavaye
anusuvaye
anusuyave
anusuvaye
Janam Vijnanam
Janam Vijnana
Ahitam
Sahitam
Yajnatva
Yajvatna
Moksyasi Subhat.
Mokshahe Subhat. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, because of you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries and material existence.
Thank you. So now you see in this verse, Krishna says, My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you. So if you are envious of Krishna, Krishna will not impart to you. Why will he not impart to an envious person? I give you an example. If a person doesn't like, let's say, Vedic religion, he's very envious. He's considered envious because he don't have open mind. And maybe he is a Muslim person or a Christian person or some other person or atheist person also. He's envious. So he wants to come to read the Bhagavad Gita to find fault in the Bhagavad Gita. His aim is to find the fault in the Bhagavad Gita and not have an open mind and to see what it is saying and whether it's saying nice, correct things or not. You understand? You are already closed-minded. So Krishna says it's no point teaching a closed-minded person the Gita. You know, if you are envious of me, if you are envious of Krishna, you will have your mind closed. So because you are not envious of me, I shall impart to you the most confidential knowledge and realization. Because why? You are open-minded. You are willing to take in and without biasness, right? You are willing to learn, trying to understand, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. So if you understand what Krishna is going to tell you in this chapter, you will be relieved of the miseries of material existence. Right now, we are in the material existence. Now, if Mohan, I ask you, Mohan says, I don't feel like working. Can he not work? No, he has to work because he needs the money, right? He's not free. He has to do his duty so that he can get the money. Otherwise, he don't work. Then what is going to happen? There will be no money to run the household. And then everyone will look at him and say, what are you doing? Sitting at home doing nothing. You please go and earn the money. We need the money, right? Supposing we say, okay, never mind. I don't want to work for people. I go and buy, get a house in the kampong, all right, in a rural area. Then I just sit down there. I can relax. I don't need to go work. Cannot. You have to go to the field to plant the crops so that the crops can grow. Otherwise, what are you going to cook? Right? So everything has this thing. So there is something. Now the thing is you can either hate your job or you can love your job. Many people, they are doing their job, but they don't like the job. And they hate their job, but they want the money. But there are some people who do a job they love. And it makes them happy doing the job. But there are many people who are doing the job and it makes them unhappy because they don't like to do the job. You like the money, but you don't like the job. Is that fair to the boss? No, also, right? It's not fair to you also. You know, you want to be happy or not? If you want to be happy, you should like the job. You know, it's all in the mind. You should like to do that. You like to go to work and do the work. It is, you know, I don't know how to explain, but you should be happy doing it. You should like going to work. Otherwise, you stay at home the whole time. Cannot leave the house in the lockup. Were you happy? I was not happy. I wanted to go here and there. I want to go to work, but I cannot go to work. You understand? So in this way, you want to be a positive person. You think, I like my work. I like to go to school to study. I want to learn, right? Example. So all these things, I like to look after my family. You must like, not take it as a burden. I like to be with my family. I like to be with my friends. You must like. You cannot not like. So in this way, you have a positive mind. Otherwise, your mind will be negative. I don't like this. I don't like that. So same way, you do spiritual thing, you must like to do spiritual thing. It is all in the mind. After a while, after you do for a while, you will see that it's very nice. You know, it's wonderful. You will feel happy. You should be happy doing it, not feel like a burden. Same thing with chanting also, you should feel happy. Sometimes we feel, wow, when can we finish the chanting? I know that happens, but then, you know, by right, you should not thinking like that. You should be happy doing it, and 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 try and be happy. I mean, try and get, it's all in the mind. Try and change your mind frame. Here you have a person who is a graduate. So she's very happy. Finally, I've graduated from school. And this fella, he finally was released from prison. So finally, I am free now. Is he really free? No, he's not free, you know. He's still in the material world. This lady, she graduated. Is she now free? No, now she has to look for job. That's another problem. So in this way, this world is actually misery of material existence. But how to make it less miserable? You should try and like the things, you know, that you are doing. Otherwise, it will be the misery of the material thing will weigh down you. Sometimes you get sick. Of course, no one likes to be sick, right? So in this way, you don't want to be sick. You don't want people to scold you, right? All these things you don't want. You want people to be nice to you, right? So all these things, but then not everyone is going to be nice to you. Sometimes there are some people who are not going to be nice to you. I was just reading that in France recently, there was in the church of one of the churches that there was molestation of children. Just imagine if you were studying there in the church school and then you were molested. How do you feel as a small young child? You feel very bad. So this misery is there. So we have to be careful also. When we are parents, we have to be careful that nothing bad happens to our children, right? So many people in the spiritual thing also can do things like this. What about people not in the spiritual thing? Even worse. I mean, it's both are bad. We cannot condone anything. Okay, who would like to read this?
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Raji.
Okay.
Raji, right?
Yes, yes.
Raja Vidyam, Raja Gunyam,
Raja Vidya, Raja Gunyam,
Pavitram Idam Uttamam,
Pavitram Idam Uttamam,
Rakyak Sawagamam,
Pratyak Sawagamam,
Dharmyam,
Dharmyam,
Susukham,
Susukam,
Kartum Avyayam.
kartum avyayam. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed.
Yeah. So this one, Krishna is going to give you the king of education, secret of all secrets. Why? Because the spiritual knowledge is actually very secret. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self, it gives you self-realization, understanding your soul. Okay? It is the perfection of religion. If you understand why about your soul and what is the qualities of soul and what is supposed to do, you have, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and is joyfully performed. You can see these people, they are very happy. You know, they're singing but Krishna mantras, and they are very happy. So this king of knowledge. I give you one story, okay? Y'all like stories or not? Okay, I tell you this story. Once the Lord had made human beings, and then he had the devas already made, so now he makes the human beings. Had the human beings, and then the human beings were very did something wrong. So then the devas went to Krishna and say, Krishna, these human beings are very difficult people. They have done this wrong. So we need to punish them. So we thought that we hide their soul from themselves. So then Krishna says, okay, fine. You can hide the self. That means the self, the self of the person. You can hide from him, so he cannot realize himself. Okay, why not we put it in the highest mountain? And then Krishna said, you know, man is so clever, because why? He's actually he has the qualities of me, but in a small way. I have a full, but they have the same qualities that I have, but in a small way. So one day they will go to the top of the mountain, highest mountain, and they will find it. Oh yeah, okay. So then how about we put it in the deepest part of the ocean? And then Krishna said, one day the man is so clever, he will reach the bottom of the ocean. And really it's true, you know. Okay, something the internet went wrong. Can you see? Can you see?
Yes, sir, you can see. Yeah, you can see.
Where did I got cut off? The story. Can anyone tell me which part of the story I stopped?
Prabhu, just now when you were telling the story, I think intermittently your connection was bad, so we couldn't listen properly, I guess.
That's all, huh? So shall I start the story again?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Can, huh? Okay, I'll make it a bit faster because we are running out of time. Okay, never mind. So there was the human beings have made mistake, you know, and they are not doing correctly. So the devas wanted to punish the human being by hiding their self, their soul from them. So they cannot understand themselves. So then they went to Krishna and said, Krishna, we need to punish these people because they have done this and this wrong. Krishna says, okay. So they say, we want to hide the soul self from them. Okay, that's good idea. So then he said, okay, how about we hiding it on the top of the mountain? He said, no use, because one day, can you all hear? One day they will reach the top of mountain. Okay, how about we putting it in the bottom of the ocean? He said, no use. One day the human being will also reach the bottom of the ocean. It's very clever because a human being has the qualities I have. Only they have a small portion of the quality. I have full, but they have small. So then they said, okay, then where do we put the self? Krishna said, take the Atma and put it within the center of his heart. Because the person, the human being will go all out everywhere looking for the truth, but they never look within themselves. And there's a last place they will look is within themselves to find out about themselves. So it's in your heart. So the truth is in your heart. Your Atma is there, your Paramatma is there, Super Soul and the Atma is there. You can see the relationship between the two, you have got the secret. Okay? Let's see. Who would like to read this one? 9:11.
I can go, Prabhu.
Okay. Avayanati
Avajananti
mamudha
mamuda
manusim tanum
manushim tanum
asritam
asritam
arambhavam
param bhavam
ajanat nanto
ajananto
mama bhuta
mama bhuta
maheshwaram.
maheswaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the supreme lord of all that be.
Yeah. So only devotees will understand that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Non-devotees who do not believe in Krishna or God, they will not think that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Even though here that Krishna has lifted the Govardhan hill, you know, there's a pastime where he lifted a big hill to protect all the residents of Vrindavan from the rains which Indra was showering on them. Did you hear that story? Do you know the story of the lifting of the Govardhan hill?
No, sir.
Don't know, huh? Okay. One day, Indra was getting very puffed up. And then Krishna was thinking that these Gopas and the Gopis, those inhabitants of Vrindavan, they were once a year they offer foodstuff to the Indra, and Indra will accept the foodstuff and he will give them rain. So that is the culture, you know. So then he said that Indra is too puffed up. I need to teach him a lesson. So Krishna told all the men and the ladies in the Vrindavan. He said, this year, you do not offer the food to Indra. You offer to the Govardhan hill. There's a hill there. The hill is a very beautiful hill, and it was very big previously and a lot of jungle. Now it's a bit much smaller already because of erosion. So anyway, the hill is the hill that they all bring their cows to and they eat the grass, and the hill is providing so many things. The rivers are there, the ponds are there, so many nice plants are there, fruit trees are there. So he said, you offer to Govardhan hill. It's because he's providing everything. Then they say, but we are doing this every year. He said, no, this time you do like this. Just follow my instruction. So they all are very attached to Krishna. They said, okay. And then when Indra did not get his food, his offering that year, he was so angry. And then he said, who is this Krishna and what they think this villagers think he is? Huh? I'm going to teach them lesson. I will pour rain day and night, and then flood the whole place and kill them all. And then he started raining. And then all the villagers got very worried. They said, Krishna, Krishna, please help us, save us. Because whenever the villagers got problem, they always look to Krishna. Krishna, please help us. So Krishna took the Govardhan hill, lifted the Govardhan hill in his little finger, and the hill was lifted up. And everyone went below the hill and they took shelter. 7 days and 7 nights, the rain was non-stop. And 7 days and 7 nights, nobody slept. And then 7 days and 7 nights, Krishna was holding the thing. Now the question is, how can a person 7 days and 7 nights don't sleep? But you must understand, if God gives you the power, you can do anything. You don't have to sleep. You know, if God gives you the Shakti, the power, you don't need to sleep. So at that time, he gave all of them the strength to be able to be awake and not feel anything. And all of them were very happy. Why? Because all of them loved Krishna so much. Sometimes when the Krishna went to with the cows to herd the cows, and then everyone was missing Krishna. And then when he come back, the gopis are missing Krishna. Krishna, where's Krishna? And then when gopis are with him in the evening, and they are very happy. But otherwise, they are unhappy. This time, everyone was with Krishna 24 hours for 7 days. So they were all very happy. So this is one of the miracles that Krishna performed. So after that, Indra realized, wow, I think I am doing something wrong. So he came and he asked Krishna for forgiveness. And then Krishna said, you know, you are very puffed up. I needed to teach you a lesson because I do not like puffed up people. We should all be humble. We should not be puffed up. Even Krishna is humble. What to say? When Narada Muni come, he washed the feet of Narada Muni. You know how, and then he's willing to be charioteer for Arjuna. And then the charioteer, you know, when he wants to turn left, he kicks the warrior. Arjuna, when he wants Krishna to turn the chariot left, he will kick on the left side of Krishna. When he wants to go right, he'll kick the right side. That's how in a war you can't tell, hey, you can't hear any. It's so much, you can't hear. So they kick. So you just imagine Arjuna is kicking the Supreme Lord and Krishna is not worried anymore at all. He was in fact saying, I won't fight, I'll be your charioteer. So you just imagine how humble he is. So anyway, Krishna, small boy, 12 years old, killed Kamsa, a big man. He killed the wrestlers first, and then after that he killed Kamsa. You know, and here you see Krishna drinking. This is Putana. Remember the story yesterday I told you, right? About Putana. Bali Maharaj's daughter became Putana. So he sucked her breath and sucked the life air out of her. And then she went back to the Supreme Lord, spiritual world. So she wanted to have a baby like Krishna. So she became like a mother. And she wanted to kill Krishna. So Krishna fulfilled the desire. But anyway, he understands that she was upset. He still let her go back to the spiritual world. So this is how kind Krishna is. And here you see here, this picture here, this Sisupala. Sisupala was very envious of Krishna. And then that time there was a big ceremony and they wanted Krishna to be the chief guest of honor. Sisupala was so upset because he don't like Krishna. He was talking bad about Krishna. He keep on talking bad and bad. Krishna let him talk until he became so bad. Krishna just took out his Sudarshan weapon and pop, his head came out, gone, he died. So in this way, Krishna is very tolerant. But then if you do too much, for your good sake, he killed Sisupala. Because Sisupala, by criticizing Krishna, was doing more and more bad karma. Better kill him before he even do worse in karma than what he's doing. You see? So in this way, Krishna says that people who are envious, I will not tell the supreme sign. So Sisupala is considered one of the envious people. Okay? So far, understand? Okay, huh? Okay, who would like to read this? Who hasn't read? Who hasn't read, please come.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Okay, come. Mahatmanastu
Mahamanastu
Sampratang
Mapata
Daivim Pratim
Darwin Praktim
Asritang
Astrita
Gajanti Ananya
Ajanti Anaya
Anaso
Anaso
Natwa
Akwa
Butadim
Utadim
Avyayam.
Ayaham. O son of Pita, those who are not included, the great soul, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in the devotional service because they know me as a supreme personality of God, originally and inexhaustible.
You can see here Radha Rani is always in the service of Krishna. She loves Krishna so much. And Krishna also loves Radha Rani so much. You know? And then here you see this husband, wife, and the little boy, they like to sing bhajans. They are very devotional in nature. When they have extra time, they will sing bhajan and do devotional things. Okay? So here you see Draupadi. You all know the story of Draupadi? Who don't know? If someone don't know, I'll tell the story. If everyone know, I won't tell. Everyone knows?
I think you can tell us, sir.
Okay. There was this gambling match which Yudhishthira did with Duryodhan. You know Duryodhan is who, right? The Pandavas. Yudhishthira is who? Sorry, Duryodhan is the Kauravas. Yudhishthira is the Pandavas. So there was a gambling match. That is why you should never gamble, because you can lose your everything. So anyway, he lost everything in the game because the Duryodhan cheated in the gambling. You know, he cheated, and so finally he lost all his kingdom, everything, and then finally he said, "Okay, let's go back. We have lost everything." He said, "No." Duryodhan said, "No, you still got your wife, Draupadi. Why not you put her as part of the something as a wager? If you win the next one, you win back all your kingdom. If you lose Draupadi." So then this Yudhishthira, because he's already lost everything, so then he said, "Okay, might as well try it." So then he also lost Draupadi. Then what happened is, the Duryodhan asked his brother, "Go and bring Draupadi." So he went to Draupadi and he pulled her by the hair and brought her here. And then she said, why you bring me here?" He said, "Your husband has lost you." Say, "Who gave him the permission to put me as a part of the gambling? I never give permission." He said, "No, your husband own you. What do you think? I am not independent? I have no say. Anyway, your husband has lost and you belong to us. So now we bring you here." And he pulled her by the hair. And then she scolded everyone. She scolded Bhishma Dev. Remember in the chapter 1, all the gurus were there. Dronacharya, Bhishma Dev, all this. Elevated people all there. She told them, what is happening? What is this? And then Duryodhan said, take off her sari. I want to see her naked. So bad, they are. So he started taking out the sari. And she told everyone, what is this? Can't you see an injustice being done? Are you got no mouth to say something? You are a great elevated people. What is wrong with you all? But then they never listened. And then she took out the sari. Then she decided, then she asked her 5 husbands, what are you sitting there? Your wife is being molested. Why are you sitting there doing nothing? Come and save me. And they also keep quiet. Because Yudhishthira told, other brothers wanted to come, but Yudhishthira said, no, don't. We have lost her. So anyway, it's a thinking is wrong. Sometimes when you do wrong, you do wrong. Even you are very intelligent, you are very spiritual, you may do something wrong. So anyway, she decided that these people all cannot help me. So she was holding on to a sari and said, Krishna, please help me. And then Krishna did not come. Then she put up one hand. Krishna, please help me. And then the sari was going to over it. And then finally she said, I better surrender fully. So she took both hands and said, Krishna, please help me. And then Krishna came and he put the sari. Unless they keep on pulling the sari never finished. So that is how Krishna saved the Draupadi from being indecently exposed. So then they stopped. So you can understand, you are not deluded. You should not be deluded. You are great soul under the protection of my divine nature. You should be under protection of Krishna. You are fully engaged in devotional service. You will know me. You will know me, Krishna, and what is correct and what is not correct. How you're supposed to behave, how you're not supposed to behave. As the Supreme, the original and inexhaustible. So you know me as a Supreme Lord, you will definitely listen to what I am saying, right? Okay, let's see whether we have any before this. Okay, who would like to read this? Who hasn't read? I know some of you haven't read yet. Please come. Who haven't read? I don't want to call you, I want you to volunteer.
I haven't read, sir.
Ananyas
Ananyas
Intayanto Mam
Chintayanto Mam
Ye Janang
Ye Jana
Ayupasate
Paryupasate
Desam Nitya
Desam Nitya
Iyuktanam
Diyuktanam
Yoga Semam
Yoga Simam
Pahami Aham.
Vahami Aham. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have.
Yeah. So it's a very nice verse. Krishna says that, it's good to volunteer to read. They say that if you chant one sloka of the Bhagavad Gita, you will get so much mercy from the Lord and you get so much sins going away. So that's why everyone should volunteer. Read the one verse, it's very, very nice. So those who worship me with exclusive devotion, that means I am the Supreme Lord and I am the exclusive. You don't have to break your devotion to others. You just fix your mind to one, Krishna. Krishna, make your life simple. Don't have to worship so many. When I was young, When I was young, my father have altered all the different devas are there. Krishna is there, Vishnu is there, and then Lord Shiva is there, Vishnu is there, Krishna is there, and then Durga Ma is there. So many deities are there. My father had bought all the marble deities from India at that time, and he had put in nicely in the altar. Now one day I asked my father, Father, God is one, right? He said, yes, God is one. Then I say, why you have so many deities? Why not just put one? He said, we are not sure which one is the Supreme Lord, so we put all. One of them will be Supreme Lord. So his idea is like that. When we read the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we know the Supreme Lord is Krishna. So you just focus your mind to one Lord, okay? You see here Prahlad Maharaj, they tried to kill him. Did I tell you the story of Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu? I think I did.
Yes, sir, you did.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so here they tried to kill him with their spears, but then they could not because he chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That's why we chant 3 times this Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya before we start the Bhagavad Gita, because it's very powerful mantra. And then they put him under an elephant, mad elephant. Also, he just chants, nothing happened to him. And then finally, Lord Nrsimhadev, he killed Hiranyakashipu. He killed him on the lap because he's he won't die in the air or on the ground. So he has to put him on the lap. And then he killed him in the doorway, not inside or outside. And he don't kill him with any weapon. He cannot be killed by weapon. He got the special power. So he killed him with the nails. You can see Lord Nrsimhadev has nails. And he took out the intestine and killed the guy. So here is the son of Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad. So that time, Lord Nrsimhadev was so angry after killing this Hiranyakashipu. Was so angry. All the devas, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, all were there. And they were very frightened. They haven't seen such a fearful incarnation of a Lord before. And then, 1 minute, huh? Hello? Yeah. Sorry, just now hospital call. My wife in hospital, so they are asking for. So anyway, so then they were so frightened. So they went and they asked Prahlad, why don't you go and say go and make the Lord cool down, because he's so fierce. We worry they come near him, he also will put his anger on us. So Prahlad was no fear, he has no fear. He went and he chanted nice mantras. That's why we say, if the Lord comes before you, you must chant, you must say some nice mantras to glorify the Lord. And then the Lord became very pleased. And then the Lord hugged him. And Prahlad Maharaj hugged him. Just like a cat, when he catch the mouse is very frightened, right? So here you can see like a big cat catch the mouse. And then, but when the cat hold the kitten is very happy because my mother is there. So it's just like Krishna with Prahlad said, this is like my father. So yes, and then he said, the Lord said, I am very happy with you. Your devotion is very nice. I am very, very indebted to you. The Lord is indebted if your devotion is very strong. Can you believe it? That's a secret. If you want to control the Lord, you must have a lot of devotion for him. And then the Lord will be under your control. Just like I told you the story of Bali Maharaj, he gave everything to the Lord became his gatekeeper. right? So that is the weakness of Krishna. So I'm giving you the secret of the weakness of Krishna. When you have a lot of devotion, he comes under your power. So anyway, he said, the Prahlad said, I don't want anything, but I feel sorry for my father. Although he was a very bad father and a demon and he tried to kill me, and you protect me all the time, but somehow he's my father. What to do? So definitely got some attachment. So please, you help my father. I don't want him to suffer. Then the Rashina said, because you are pure devotee, 21 generations up and down, all go back to the spiritual world. You don't worry about that. So this Hiranyakashipu also, he took a few births more and he went back to the spiritual world. So don't worry. If you have someone as pure devotee in your family, you should be very happy already. Say, oh my God, I'm sure going back to the spiritual world. Of course, you have to purify yourself, but you will definitely go back. Okay? Who would like to read this? Who hasn't read? Come, chance to read. Who hasn't read? Ashmini, you have read? Ashmini? Y'all can hear me or not?
The line is breaking, Prabhu.
Oh, line
The
breaking.
connection is breaking. Yeah,
Okay, did you hear
the voice is breaking.
Did you hear the story?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Did you hear the story of Nrsimhadev just
Yes.
now?
Yeah. Just now.
Okay, who hasn't read? Please volunteer. Kashmini, have you read?
Prabhu, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, voice is breaking.
Have you read?
Now,
The voice is breaking, Prabhu.
I know, I don't know why it's back. Anyone has not read, please volunteer for this verse.
I will go, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Suji, thank you.
Yeah.
Patram pushpam
Patram pushpam
alam toyam
palam toyam
Om me bhaktya
yomi bhaktya
prayachati
prayachati
At aham
tadhaham
bhakti uparitam
bhakti upartam
asnami
asnami
prayatatmanaha.
prayatatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it.
Thank you. Please volunteer more often. Okay, Krishna says, when you want to offer anything to me, you must offer either of these things. You don't offer other than that. A leaf, that means vegetables. Vegetables and grains are under the leaf, okay? Then you can offer flour to me. You can offer fruit and water. Water means water or drinks. All these are under water. Fruits are all types of fruits. Flower, you can offer flower. You must offer with love and devotion. You must be happily offering it. Then I will accept. Then I will give you back as prasad. And you eat it and your sins will go away faster. You don't have to suffer so much sin. So when you become a devotee of the Lord Krishna, you offer, you take prasad, you get mercy. You chant, you get mercy. So your sins are all going without you having to take the karma for it. The sins are just going away. Your karma is becoming less and less, that karma. So here we have the story of this fruit seller. This fruit seller one day sells fruit. She has a basket full of fruit. and she goes to door selling fruits, you know. And then she came to Krishna's house. At that time, the parents of Krishna are not there, only Krishna is alone. So she said, fruits, fruits. Anyone want fruits? Krishna ran. I want, I want. Then the lady said, okay, what you want? He said, I want this, I want this. So many fruits he said, I want. So then she said, okay, give me money. He said, what money? Because he's small boy, right? So he don't know. Of course, he's the Lord, he knows, but he pretend that he don't know. So then, at least you don't have money, you give me some rice in exchange, barter trade. Say, okay. So he went and he took the rice in his small hand, and he walking, the rice started falling until when he reached the lady, the rice zero, no rice left in his hands. His hand was so small. So the lady liked him so much, she said, never mind, you just take the fruits, all the fruits I give you. Go, don't worry. So she gave him all the fruits. She said, never mind, take it. I like you so much, you just take it. You see, with love, she gave him. So then Krishna took the fruits and went in. And then she took the empty basket and she was holding on her head. And then suddenly, as she was walking, it became heavier and heavier and heavier. She's thinking, excuse me, I gave all this balanced fruits to this boy. How come my basket becoming heavier and heavier? Then she put the basket down. You know what she saw? Jewels inside the basket. Guess who put the jewels there? Krishna put. He saw your devotion. He immediately makes the basket, put the jewels in the basket, like David Copperfield, like magician, and then it was very heavy already. So then, you see, this lady gives with love and devotion, Krishna gives back so much more to you. Isn't it nice? Okay, who would like to read this? Who hasn't read? Quick, quick.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Who will read? Can, huh? Manmana Bhava
Manmana Bhava
Madbhakto
Madbhakto
Madhyajimam
Madhyajimam
Namaskuru
Namaskuru
Mam Evasyasi
Mam Evasyasi
Yuktaivam
Taivam
Atmanam
Atmanam
Matparayanaha.
Matparayanaha.
Okay.
Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me.
Yeah. So you should do the chanting, thinking of Krishna. You should be with devotees chanting the holy name. You should be doing in your altar, you must have prayers to Krishna, and you do arti for Krishna. So in this way, always engage your mind thinking of me, be my devotee, and pay obeisances to me, worship me. You always thinking of me, you will definitely come to me at the end of your life. Don't worry. Okay, who would like to read this? Who hasn't read?
I'll go, Prabhu.
Okay, please.
By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one immediately concentrates on the sound, vibration, and thinks of the lotus feet of the Lord. And very quickly, one is elevated to the position of samadhi or trance. If one goes on chanting the holy names of the Lord, which are not different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, naturally his mind becomes absorbed in thought of the Lord.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, verse chapter 8, 44 purport. So this one is chanting in the Kali Yuga is the best and the easiest way to go back to spiritual world. So when you chant, you concentrate on the mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. As you're chanting, you hear the mantra you're chanting. because the Lord's name and the Lord is none different. So if you are chanting his name, that means Krishna is with you, and you are hearing his name, Krishna is also with you in the form of hearing. In the chanting, Krishna is in your tongue. In the hearing, Krishna is in your ear, and it will go to your mind, and this is called mantra meditation. You have heard of meditation, but in Kali Yuga, meditation is very difficult because your mind always goes here, goes there, goes up, goes down. My wife, my husband, my children, my work, this, that, so many things go. So the best is to chant Hare Krishna and try and concentrate. Even when you're chanting, also your mind will run away. So at least you're hearing when you're chanting, the less it will run away less. Okay, which is none different than the Supreme. Naturally, his mind becomes absorbed. So you are doing meditation on the Lord. Okay. Okay. So we recap 9.1 quality to receive the knowledge, relief from material existence. And then 9.2 is the king of education by direct perception is joyful and everlasting. And then Krishna says in 9.11, fools deride me. They think I'm in human form. Actually, I'm in transcendental. When Krishna comes, he comes in the spiritual form. We take the material body, but he comes in the spiritual form. Krishna never aged. 18 years old he was until he died when he was 125. I mean, not died, when he left the world 125 years. So he was still looking like 18 years old. So I think all of us would like to be looking like 18 years old even when we are old, but it's not possible. That's the difference between Krishna and us, because we have material body, he has spiritual body. And then in 9.13 and 9.22, the protection, Krishna will help you. Whatever you are not full in your devotion, but your desire and you are very steady in wanting, Krishna will help you. And then what Krishna says, you must offer with love and devotion, right? Anything that you want to offer. And you should always think of Krishna, and the easiest way of thinking of Krishna is to chant the Hare Krishna Maha. So anyone wants a Gita kit and the certificate, you must complete your quiz. Please, everyone, remember to complete your quiz. And this is a temple. Sunday, the temple is open. If you are nearby, you can come and take the shot. 9 to 11:30. So we end the class. Any